Meta is introducing the first Llama 4 models and immediately got to the second place on LM Arena. There's two models that we're going to talk about today, the Llama 4 Scout and the Llama 4 Maverick. Two open-weight multimodal MOE models, which is a little bit different than others, built to rival GPT 4.5, Claude 3.7, Gemini, of course, DeepSeek, Mistral, Qwen. There's too many competitors, but I'll break down what makes this different, how it ended up on the second spot on LM Arena, and how you can use it. So let's take a look at the X post here that explains a lot of it in detail, but there are some more important things that we'll go into later, checking out the benchmarks, how it works, and some other things as well. So today we're introducing the first Llama 4 models, Llama 4 Scout and Llama 4 Maverick, our most advanced models yet and the best in their class for multimodality. But before we go into the two different models, I really want to show you Mark Zuckerberg actually introducing this himself. So let's watch this together.
Hey everyone, it is Llama 4 Day. Our goal is to build the world's leading AI, open source it, and make it universally accessible so that everyone in the world benefits. And I've said for a while that I think that open source AI is going to become the leading models. And with Llama 4, this is starting to happen. Meta AI is getting a big upgrade today. So if you want to try Llama 4, you can use Meta AI in WhatsApp, Messenger, or Instagram Direct, or you can go to our website at meta.ai.
Now, I believe this is just for the US market. If I try to log in with Facebook on Meta AI, I can actually use it. Interesting. Cool. So it's now available worldwide, it seems like, which is something we didn't have access to literally a month ago. Great. Let's keep watching.
Today, we are dropping the first two open source Llama 4 models. We've got two more on the way. The first model is Llama 4 Scout. It is extremely fast, natively multimodal. It has an industry-leading, nearly infinite 10 million token context length, and it is designed to run on a single GPU. It is 17 billion parameters by 16 experts, and it is by far the highest performing small model in its class. The second model is Llama 4 Maverick, the workhorse. It beats GPT-4o and Gemini Flash 2 on all benchmarks. It is smaller and more efficient than DeepSeek v3, but it is still comparable on text, plus it is natively multimodal. This one is 17 billion parameters by 128 experts, and it is designed to run on a single host for easy inference. This thing is a beast. Then we've got two more models on the way. One is Llama 4 Reasoning, and we're gonna have more news to share on that in the next month. And the last one we are calling Llama 4 Behemoth. This thing is massive, more than 2 trillion parameters. I'm not aware of anyone training a larger model out there. It is already the highest performing base model in the world, and it is not even done training yet. We're gonna share more about Llama 4 Behemoth soon. Overall, Llama 4 is a milestone for Meta AI and for open source. For the first time, the best small, mid-size, and potentially soon frontier models will be open source. There's a lot more to do, but the trajectory here is clear. We've got more model drops coming soon, so stay good out there.
All right, cool. Thanks, Mark. Llama 4 Scout, 17 billion active parameter model with 16 experts. If you don't know what this 16 experts means, we're gonna go through that in a minute. Industry-leading context window of 10 million tokens. This is just incredible. If you're wondering how many words that is 7.5 million words. This is around 83 books. It used to be impressive to have a million token limit, but now to have 10 million token limit is just incredible. And this not only means that you can put more into your prompt, but also the history of the chat will remain longer, so it keeps the previous chat history in the back of its mind for future responses. This is the biggest that I have seen, so very good job on Llama 4 Scout. Also, it outperforms Gemma 3, Gemini 2.5 Flash Lite, and Mistral 3.1 across a broad range of widely accepted benchmarks. And if we check out these benchmarks, here is the Scout benchmarks, and they're comparing them against a couple of other models from themselves first. then Gemma 3, then Mistral 3.1, and then Gemini 2.0 Flash Lite. Obviously, flashlight? What? Google, you're getting very close here. So yeah, Gemini 2.5 Pro is on the top of the leaderboard, but they have selectively not included it in the benchmark list, which is kind of annoying. When we look at this list of carefully selected models, I feel like they are winning on every single benchmark. So testing these models and these benchmarks versus like less superior models, they're winning on each and every single one of the benchmarks. Even the long context that many of the models aren't even able to do, they're winning here as well, being very close to Gemini 2.0 Flash Lite. So this is the Scout model, the most basic one, and the Maverick is even higher ranking on the benchmarks. The one key point here is that the cost per 1 million input and output tokens is 0.19 to 0.49. Gemini 2.0 Flash is the cheapest model, as you can see, with an extremely low price and a very high quality output as well. A lot of people doing SaaS has started integrating Gemini 2.0 Flash instead of ChatGPT. You see DeepSeek as well with a higher price, GPT-4o with a ridiculously high price when it comes to input and output tokens. However, you can see on the benchmarks that they're winning most of them except the Live Code Bench, the MMLU Pro that DeepSeek is winning. But other than that, their Llama 4 Maverick model is crushing it. So let's read a little bit more about Llama 4. Well, it also has 17 active parameter model with 128 experts. Yes, we're going to talk about this in a minute. Best-in-class image grounding with the ability to align user prompts with the relevant visual concepts and anchor model responses to regions in the image. Okay, that's cool. That sounds more like coherence. Outperforms GPT-4o, Gemini 2.0 Flash across a broad range of widely accepted benchmarks. Achieves comparable results to DeepSeek v3 on reasoning and coding at half the active parameters. Unparalleled performance to cost ratio with a chat version scoring ELO of 1,417 on LM Arena. This is actually a very high benchmark to hit. There are only a couple of models, as you can see, 1, 2, 3, that has gotten above 1,400. Also, if you don't know what these 128 experts mean, as well as 16 experts mean, well, to explain it in the easiest way, it's a mixture of experts that gets activated whenever you ask a prompt. So instead of activating the entire model, you activate one or two of the experts, which leads to a lot faster responses. DeepSeek is already doing this, as well as Qwen, and it's a pretty efficient way of doing LLMs. But what are other people saying about it? Well, people have done some tests for coding, like the hexagonal shape test. And you can see here that Llama 4 Scout actually created a box outside of the preview, as well as Llama 4 doing pretty poorly on this test. You can see that they're not bouncing balls and they're just floating around the hexagonal shape. So Didi here is saying Llama 4 seems to be actually a poor model for coding. Both the Scout 109 billion and Maverick 402 billion underperform 4.0 Gemini Flash, Grok 3, DeepSeek 3, and Sonnet 3.5 or 7, noting that ELO maxing on LM Arena doesn't create the best models. And that's a very important point, that if you have a specific use case, there are models that are better at that specific use case. Here as well, you can see the hexagonal shape prompt where Llama is just lagging and it's not even keeping the balls within the box, whereas Gemini 2.5 Pro is nailing this prompt, as well as GPT-4o new doing pretty good as well. Now they do have smaller models as well with the 17B model, and yeah, they're talking about it's not passing the vibe check, and this is further approved by going to artificialanalysis.ai, one of my favorite sites for testing, you can see that Llama 4 Maverick falls right in the 5th place, actually 6th place, with a 49 on intelligence. On speed as well, it's dropping way below. On price, it's doing pretty good on both models. It lands at spot number 9, while the Scout model lands all the way down here, even beaten by Nova Pro AWS. Here's also somebody showing off the one-shot animation that was generated in 20 seconds. And yeah, it's pretty underwhelming as well. We're already getting some excitement about DeepSeek R2 in the chat. So Meta is doing a lot of catch-up now, especially since this is one of the posts from the Meta AI team that was posted about 2 months ago that states that it started with DeepSeek V3, which rendered the Llama 4 already behind in benchmarks. Adding insult to injury was the unknown Chinese company with 5.5 million training budget. Engineers are moving frantically to dissect DeepSeek and copy anything and everything we can from it. I'm not even exaggerating. Management is worried about justifying the massive cost of Gen AI org. How would they face the leadership when every single leader of Gen AI org is making more than what it cost to train the DeepSeek V3 entirely? And we have dozens of such leaders. DeepSeek R1 made things even scarier. I can't reveal confidential info, but it'll be soon public anyways. It should have been an engineering-focused small org, but since a bunch of people wanted to join the impact grab and artificially inflate hiring in the org, everyone loses. And this comment as well, saying that they're lighting a fire under OpenAI, Google, and Anthropic's ass as well, which is a good thing. We're seeing real time how effective an open competition is for innovation. On Reddit as well, the top comment is Llama 4 has no models that can run on a normal GPU. No! Just buy a single H100. Even if you have 4 3090, we needn't apply here. Best we'll get is K transformers. After learning this, it feels a little bit weird to look at Mark's face once again. It seems like he was hiding numbers that were important, like for example saying extremely fast and also really big and nobody can use it. Also saying 10 million context length, which is the most of any model. That's cool, right? That's cool. You like us, right? It is quite interesting that they landed on the top 2nd place here, maybe just trying to optimize for exactly LM Arena as well as the benchmarks, while not taking many of the use cases that people do, like coding. They haven't even released their reasoning model yet, which makes me feel like there is a lot of slippery, slimy fish, and showing that we can easily be persuaded by LM Arena as well as benchmarks that are selected just to get beaten by. It's definitely an eye-opener for me, and it makes me question who to trust. But I think the best way to go about it is to test these on your prompts that you're doing back-to-back from different LLMs. You can go right now into meta.ai and test it out with your favorite. I'm still using ChatGPT 4.5 as I find it to be the best for my use cases, and all the different integrated tools that ChatGPT has makes my work a lot easier. And if you're looking to use AI to get work done faster, we've actually managed to take a 4-hour task and turn it into 15 minutes with AI tools and automation. And if you want to check that out, the link to AI Mate is in the description down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.